Hey there, Latin 2. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing this week, the week of April 13th. The general theme for this week is Roman religion and religious holidays. The more specific theme for us, though, is Ovid's Fasti, but more about that in a moment. On Monday, we'll be looking at vocabulary words. These words are going to be directly related to the passages that you'll be reading on days 3 and 4. They are also words that are commonly used by a variety of Roman authors and are very helpful to know. On Tuesday, we'll be looking at a new grammar construction known as the ablative absolute. This is a very useful tool that Romans frequently used in order to show when things happened. We'll talk about this on Tuesday, and we'll see that it is often going to use participles. On days 3 and 4, we'll start looking at the Fasti of Ovid. Now, the Fasti was originally intended to be 12 books, with each book corresponding to a different month of the year. However, Ovid was only able to finish the first 6, so nothing for July through December. Each of the first 6 books will talk about one specific month, origins of how that month has got its name, some important events, especially from a religious standpoint, and then it goes through and talks about various events, festivals, and holidays that take place throughout that month, providing with background information on those specific events. On day 3, we'll be looking at a passage that comes from Book 4, corresponding with the month of April. This passage will be focused on the Roman festival known as the Perilia, which took place on April 21st. When you look at the page, you'll find that it is going to be presented with 2 passages of Latin, one on the left, the other on the right. The passage on the left is the original version written by Ovid. The passage on the right will be a version that has been adapted. It focuses on grammar and vocabulary with which you are more likely familiar. That's not to say that the passage on the left is not doable. The biggest issue that you will find is that because he is writing in poetry, things get split up a little bit more than what you are likely used to, especially words that should go together. Thursday will follow the same pattern. It is also going to be a passage from the Fasti, this time from Book 5, corresponding with the month of May, and we'll be looking at an event known as the Lemuria. Again, the same format is there with passages on the left and right. Finally, on Friday, we do some review using the National Latin Exam. We'll be looking at an old National Latin Exam, and we will find that it will use some of the same pieces of grammar. The ablative absolute will appear in there. We'll find that there is frequent use of participles. We'll also have some questions on there about the subjunctive. And the last little portion of it is going to be a reading comprehension section that deals directly with the Fasti. So that's what we have for you this week. Let's get out there and let's do some Latin.